For just £1 per day, you could help stop diseases that haven't been seen in over 100 years from ravaging the poorest people in England. Wait, where? The cost of living is going up, making it hard for many people in the UK to afford good food. Because of this, people with less money are buying less healthy food just to get by. A new report says people in the UK are buying the least amount of vegetables in 50 years. But it doesn't help that healthy food now costs 3 times more per calorie than unhealthy food. This means millions of people can't get nutritious food. Many families are struggling with food insecurity, and kids are eating more cheap, highly processed foods because they're easier to find. Last year, more than 800,000 people were admitted to hospitals for malnutrition and nutritional deficiencies. This is 3 times more than 10 years ago, according to NHS figures. Experts warn about the serious health problems caused by not having enough good food. Data from hospitals in England and Wales show a big increase over the past decade in cases related to poor diet. Nearly 500,000 people were admitted for iron deficiencies. Hundreds of thousands had vitamin deficiencies, and more than 10,000 cases were due to malnutrition. Senior doctors said more patients are facing health problems, which ultimately is caused by poverty. Professor Kamila Hawthorne, head of the Royal College of GPs, said doctors feel moral distress because they can't give out money or food as treatment. As a nation, we shouldn't have malnourished children, children with rickets or people with iron deficiencies. There's a feeling that something is very wrong. Why is this happening? A school in Norwich noted that hunger among children is worse than ever, with some kids developing bowed legs because of poor nutrition. The Royal College of GPs wants more free school meals and better policies, and to make healthy foods affordable in supermarkets. Hawthorne remarked, "It feels wrong to give supplements in a wealthy country where people should just be able to buy good food. Parents are skipping meals to feed their kids, and more people are using food banks who never ever thought they'd ever need to. Poverty and lack of good food should be problems of the past. But the numbers tell a very different story." Now, before we go into that story, can I ask you to hit that like button? Thank you very much. The number of children living without good food almost doubled in the year ending 2022. According to the Department of Work and Pensions, the DWP, around 4.7 million people in the UK, including 12% of children, lived in homes where they did not have enough food or good quality food to meet their needs. This shows that despite all our progress, we still have a big issue with hunger and poverty. In June 2023, a report found that 9 million adults in the UK were struggling to get enough food. This means about 17% of households were facing food problems. That's up from 7.3% in June 2021. Almost 1 in 4 households with children also did not have enough food. People in relative poverty are those whose household income is less than 60% of what most people earn. Over 760,000 people used a Trussell Trust food bank for the first time in 22-23. This was a 38% increase from the previous year. Around 1.3 million people over 65 are also malnourished. Of these, 93% live in the community. In care homes, about 35% of residents are at risk of malnutrition. A 2020 report said nearly 2,500 children under 16 were hospitalised for malnutrition in the first half of the year. These numbers show just how important it is to tackle poverty and malnutrition to help our children in the UK. Poverty and malnutrition affects all parts of a child's life, including their physical health, social life, education, and emotional well-being. When children's basic needs aren't met, they can't focus on learning. Missing out early can make it hard for them to catch up later because their brain and body grows a lot in the first 5 years. This also affects their school success and ability to handle tough times. As we mentioned earlier, health issues from the past are reappearing. In 2022, 423 people in England were hospitalised with rickets caused by not getting enough sunlight and vitamin D. That same year, 188 people needed treatment for scurvy, which happens when you don't eat enough fruit and veg, leading to low vitamin C. Dr. Claire Gerarda, a former president of the Royal College of General Practitioners, warns that the UK risks returning to health conditions similar to the Victorian era. Sir Michael Marmot, head of the Institute of Health Equity at University College London, agrees with these concerns. He says, "It's terrible that we're seeing diseases now that people used to get on long sea trips in the Victorian era because they lacked citrus fruits." Marmot believes the rise in these diseases shows the effect of the cost of living crisis and years of cuts to social services and public health. These issues have made Britain one of the poorest and most vulnerable countries in Europe. A recent report by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation found that in 21-22, 14.4 million people in Britain, about 1 in 5, were living in poverty. Out of these, 6 million people were in very deep poverty, meaning their income was far below the poverty line. Poverty and diseases are strongly linked. The Royal College of Paediatrics and Child Health says that children in poor areas are twice as likely to die from infections as children in wealthier areas. This inequality is also seen in adults. According to Sir Michael Marmot's latest review, in 2020 there were nearly 11,000 more extra deaths in the poorest parts of the UK compared to the wealthiest 20%. Now, to stay healthy, your body needs enough food and water every day, and the right mix of nutrients. A healthy diet should fill you up and include carbohydrates, protein, fats, fibre, vitamins, minerals, and water. If you don't get enough calories, you can lose weight, feel tired, and have weaker muscles and bones. This is even more serious for children, affecting their growth. Eating lots of calories but not the right nutrients can lead to problems too. You might gain weight but still lack important things like proteins, vitamins, or minerals. Not eating well can stress your immune system and make it harder for your body to fight infections. Good sources of iron include red meat, eggs, kidney beans, nuts. Iron is also important because it helps red blood cells carry oxygen from your lungs to the rest of your body. If you don't get enough iron, your body makes fewer or weaker red blood cells. Symptoms of not having enough iron include looking pale, feeling very tired or dizzy for no apparent reason, having headaches, and feeling your heartbeat really fast. Not treating low iron can make you more likely to get sick because your immune system is that much weaker. Teenage girls and women are at higher risk of low iron because of heavy periods and pregnancy. Now, B vitamins come in different types like thiamine, niacin, B6, B12, and folic. You can find B vitamins in grains, cereals, dairy products for B12, and leafy green veggies for folic. B vitamins are super important for keeping your brain, spine, and nerves healthy. If you don't get enough, you might feel tingling, having vision problems, or feeling confused. Children also need B vitamins for their brains to grow well. Older adults often lack B12 because their stomachs don't absorb it as well as they age. If this deficiency isn't fixed soon, it can cause serious and lasting nerve damage. Vitamin D is made in your skin when you're in the sun. From April to September in the UK, most people get enough vitamin D, but in the winter, you need to get it from food like oily fish, meat, eggs, or take supplements. In the UK, children under 5 should take multivitamins like A, C, and D. In fact, families on low incomes can actually get these vitamins for free. The NHS says adults should also think about taking vitamin D supplements in the winter. Now, low vitamin D levels can make you feel sad, depressed. Vitamin D also helps your body absorb calcium, making your bones healthy. Without enough vitamin D or calcium, children can get rickets, which makes their bones soft and deformed. Every day, tons of food are grown, harvested, transported, cooked, served, and eaten. Yet big companies mostly control the global food system without much interference. When governments do step in, they often focus on producing more food rather than ensuring it's nutritious, affordable and sustainable. This has led to a major global nutrition crisis. Now, rising food prices and unhealthy diets are worsening the situation. Without clear policies, food could become a topic for political arguments rather than something that brings people together. To fix this, governments need to show strong leadership. Simply agreeing to global goals isn't enough. They need to take action and be accountable by reporting their progress. Governments need a comprehensive approach that includes agriculture, health, and education. Malnutrition becoming normal is unacceptable. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And also please consider checking out one of my other videos on the screen. Thanks very much for watching.